Chapter 2, Part 5, 2:58 p.m. Wait, that's the wrong tone. Chapter 2, Part 5, 2:58 p.m. 2 minutes left of summer school PE. As people wrap themselves in towels and squeak about in wet flip-flops gathering their things to leave, Nick sidles up to me with a conspiratorial air. So, he nods at Penny, who is talking animatedly to Mr. Heekman. What do you think? Oh, I don't know. I cringe as he stuffs his damp feet, sockless, into his shoes. I think she's pretty cool. I shade my eyes with my hand to study his face. I guess so. Mr. Heekman dismisses us for the last time ever, by which I mean he gives a short statement about how this credit will show up on our transcripts and ends with a curt, "That's it! Enjoy your last week of freedom before school starts." I thought his parting words would be a little more sentimental, Nick says. Maybe a few tears? It's as if we meant nothing at all to him. Like we're nothing more than a bee on his shin. Penny falls in step with us as we leave the pool area. "It's over," she says. Nick gives me a look, then starts speaking to Penny. And the words that come out of his mouth fall from his lips and land in a bowl of hot gibberish. "We're going out with some friends tomorrow. You want to come?" "Nick, you fool! What if she says no? What if she laughs in our faces? What if she doesn't say anything and simply disappears in a puff of smoke and then we find out she was a ghost the whole time sent here to lure us into vulnerability and shame?" But she does none of those things. Instead, she does a fancy jump move and lands with a slap of her flip-flops. "Yeah!" she says. And something warm bubbles up in my chest, foreign but not unpleasant. "Let me give you my number." She takes Nick's phone, and my urge to tease him overpowers my panic. I elbow him suggestively, and he scowls at me, but his face smooths out again when Penny hands his phone back. "We'll see you tomorrow, then," he says. "Sounds good," she says, and bounces off. Nick watches her go. I watch him watch her until she's out of sight. He turns back to find my face stretched into a wide leer of impish glee. He cries out in horror. "You love her so much," I whisper. Unwilling to dignify this with a response, he wheels around and stalks off. "I'm kidding!" I shout at his retreating back. "Sort of." "Come on," he calls, "I'll give you a ride." I run after him and leap onto his back. This was a lot easier when we were 8 and he wasn't 20 feet taller than me. He groans dramatically. "That's not what I meant." But he still totes me out to the parking lot, and I in turn wave and nod to everyone we pass like I'm the Queen of England. "I can't believe what just happened!" I shout in his ear. He winces. "What?" I drop my voice to a whisper. "You invited a stranger into our group." "She's not a stranger. We spent all day with her." "Well, we still don't know her." "It's not like I'm trading you in. What's your damage?" "Nothing," I say. "I just like things the way they are. It doesn't seem prudent to change everything the last year of high school." "No, that's not what I mean. I can't explain it. There's probably some 20-syllable German word that expresses precisely what I want to say, but Frau Engel hasn't taught us that word yet. I'll have to ask her about it once school starts." "You know that you're going to have to make at least one new friend in college next year, right, Trace? Maybe you should practice now." "Please refrain from mentioning the terrible time in my presence, sir." I hitch myself up and tighten my grip around his neck. He grunts. "I'm just saying." As we round the corner of the gym, he says, "Hey, there's Rahi. You should go apologize for objectifying him earlier." The little matador is standing in the shade by the benches next to the boys' locker room, watching us. Even though I fully intend to say something to him as we pass, his expression stops me. He's frowning, reproachful almost. Self-consciously, I ask Nick to let me down. "Gladly," he hollers, as if he is under extreme strain, which would be impossible, since I am but a dainty fairy creature with all the heft of a tiny ladybug. We continue toward Nick's mom's car, but I keep glancing over my shoulder at Rahi, whose attention is now on his phone. "Do you really think he's mad?" "Well, I should say so," says Nick, like a British lady's maid. Somehow, I don't like the idea. "Fine," I say. "Tell me how many laps we walked around the stupid track. I gotta know." He gives me a taunting laugh. "What if I don't want to tell you now?" "Fine with me." That's not at all what he wanted. "Okay, I'll tell you. It was 149. "That's all?" Disappointing.